So colleague has introduced a sidebar extension that's available on Edge and Chrome. This is for when you are in social media. I'll use my LinkedIn profile as an example here, but it doesn't have to be LinkedIn. It could be some other social media that you're using. Zing is another example, Twitter, Facebook, other examples as well. But the scenario effectively is when you're on a candidate record, you can click on and install this sidebar extension. It brings up a sidebar view, and then you have this option of lookup record. Lookup record will look at the LinkedIn URL that you've got there, and then effectively it will essentially scan the social media profiles on your system and bring back any records that are matched to that URL that you've got. So if I hit look up record there, it brings back records that I've got in the system that have got obviously that LinkedIn URL set up there. But if it's a case that's not there, I could type in to look up a record in the system. Obviously got quite a lot of David Paynes in my system here. That obviously gives you an ability to view a candidate record, again while staying within the profile, creating a history, again while staying here, typing whatever you need to type in there. You can then hit create link. That will link the LinkedIn social media, in this case that URL, through to the candidate record, and obviously give you then a means to go back to it at a later date. So if I clicked on that now and went to a candidate record, or the candidate record should I say, you can see that LinkedIn URL has been, or LinkedIn icon has been highlighted there. You've also got other features like the ability to attach a document to the record as well. The ability to see the document, the record skills is all available within this area as well. Obviously clicking through the record we just demonstrated, and there's obviously the ability to add new records to the system also. Obviously I'm looking at a candidate record, but you've got the ability to look up all main record types, and obviously if you wanted to create a new candidate, you could hit create there. We do not scrape the page as part of the add new process. It just gives the ability for you to create a record from within here. Obviously mandatory fields are highlighted with a red asterisk there, but yeah, effectively we do not scrape the page, obviously, because that's in breach to LinkedIn terms. Obviously you have access to lists as well, access to your recent items as a way of quickly accessing records that you're working with, and fundamentally we will continue to add functionality to this system, or to this sidebar, so that it becomes a docked part of our suite as part of Colleague. There's obviously no cost associated to downloading the extension. To do so, you can go to the Edge store, and you'll see it there, Colleague Edge store, and you'll see obviously it's available. We do also have it on the Chrome store as well, so it's available there to access within the Google Chrome store also. We advocate Edge. Ultimately, it's in terms of it being obviously the Microsoft browser, but also it retaining the 365 authentication token for the longest duration. It means that you have the strongest user session if you are in Microsoft Edge. So that's our advocated browser, but obviously again it's available within Chrome and Edge because ultimately they're very similar to each other these days. There's only one other thing to mention, and that is that there is a check when you're switching between the active browsers. So what that's basically meaning is when you're doing the lookup record, it's looking at this URL. If I was to change this URL, so if I was to go into someone else's profile, you can see here that the active tab has changed. So it's asking if you want to do a refresh. If I hit yes on that, it then refreshes the sidebar. That's so that the lookup process is then looking up on the basis of this URL rather than the previous one. So that's what that blue bar means at the top. When you're switching between different profiles, you want it, if you want to use the lookup record function, you want to hit that as yes, let it refresh, and then you can use that lookup function there as you'd expect. But that's the Colleague Sidebar extension tool, and that's available for download